Of Royal Ascot with myself, Lee Mottershead, Tony O'Hare, David Baxter and Paul Binfield, and it is now time for race 5, the Royal Hunt Cup. Betting please, Binfield.
Very difficult race, Lee. 6 places each way to give the punters a chance in this. We go 8-1 Elvip, 9 Banksy and Fastnet Tempest, 10 Abe Lincoln and George William, and 12-1 Bar.
I should say here as well, I spoke to Luca Kamani about his 2 runners and asked him the crucial question, is it LVIP or LVIP? And he said the horse was named when they bought him and they call him LVIP because it's easier. Tony, the Royal Hunt Cup, your thoughts?
Well, I'm the only one of the 4 of us that possibly remember the last Irish trained winner of this race, Continuation, for Seamus McGrath and Johnny Rowe in 1966.
You don't remember that?
Faintly, yes. But that's a long time ago. We only have 1 runner this time, El Val for David Marnane. Continuation was a 25-1 chance when he won. And El Val will probably be that price higher, and I wish him the best of luck. Hope he runs well, but I won't be backing him.
The way you said I wish him the best of luck did rather suggest that you don't necessarily fancy him to win the race. David Baxter, the Hunt Cup, sort of race that you could probably solve in 5 minutes.
Yes, I've got a great plan for it. Get your racing post, get the card, cut it out, put it on your dartboard, and then throw a few darts and see how many horses you pin. That's the only way I'm doing it, really. I mean, if I had to be pushed, I'd go right at the top, Tabarak, because I know he's a horse that the Hannons like. He tries his heart out every time. And I do think they think he is a horse that can win a pot like this, but I think for the best and most efficient way is just do some pin sticking.
Well, the editor will no doubt love that analytical assessment of the race you've given there. Paul, you're not a pin in a dartboard sort of man, are you?
Oh, never. I would never do that, Lee.
Never.
Well, if you want the winner, then it's got to be Bossy Guest then, number 11, I suppose, Lee, at 20-1 for Mick Channon and Sylvester de Souza. Runs well here, and ran a good race in the Victoria Cup. Wasn't far away, over 7 furlongs, doing his best work at the finish. So Bossy Guest will come through in the closing stages and take this race by a head.
Okay. Would you like to know what I fancy?
I would.
Thank you. I like Fastnet Tempest. I thought the turn of foot he showed when he won the Victoria Cup in particular was extremely impressive. I'd probably rather he was running in the Wokingham than the Hunt Cup, but I would always place my faith in William Haggis. He thinks this is a race he can win. I think he can win. We didn't actually get... Did you have a fancy in this race at all, Tony?
No, I don't really.
Well, no. It is a very hard race, as Mr. Baxter explained, with the dart.
Before you do move on, we should make mention of Abe Lincoln, given that that's been spiralling, it seems. Do we have another Laddies Poker 2 situation? I mean, I would be inclined to, if you want to just have an interest, I probably would, because it does have the hallmarks of they've lined it up, so I wouldn't put anyone off.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, Paul, how painful would Abe Lincoln be for Paddy Power?
Probably about 6, Lee, I would say.
Okay. Does that sort of equate to quite a bad headache?
Yeah, quite a bad headache. 10-1, short enough. If David Baxter's tipping it, you've got to respect that. It could well go off a couple of points shorter just through that alone.
He wasn't really putting a huge amount of faith in him, was he?
No, but just the fact he's mentioned it a bit, mentioned that Laddies Poker 2, which still,
Shiver down your spine.
Shivers down my... There was no turkey on the table that Christmas, Lee, after Laddies. But, Abe Lincoln would be a bad enough result, but... we've got a few in the field running for us, I would say.
Zillions, I'd say. We end with the Sandringham handicap over the Hunt Cup course and distance, but for 3-year-old fillies, Paul Binfield, the price is
5 places each way, Lee, and we go 7 Gymnast, 9 Conte Partiro on her toes, 10 Really Special like Q, 12 Rain Goddess, Grecian like Queen of Time, and 14 Bar.
That was really sweet of you.
Thank you.
I saw myself more as a happy like a fool type man, really, but I will take your kind words. Do you have a tip in the Sandringham?
Well, I'm going to go for this Conte Patero, 9-1 for Wesley Ward. Fourth last time in a listed race at Belmont Park. I have no idea the merits of that form whatsoever, but beaten less than a length, so I'd be encouraged by that. She worked with Lady Aurelia on the track here last Wednesday, and I believe I read somewhere in the Racing Post Wesley saying something about she'd worked with a really good horse of his, and the fact he's running her in the Sandringham, I'd say I'd be optimistic.
I tell you what, David, a mile is going to seem an awful long way for a horse trained by Wesley Ward, isn't it?
Yeah, that would put me off. I mean, no disrespect to Wesley, but when I think of him, obviously I think of 2-year-olds and how quick they are. So it could be that she pings out and then might just find it a bit too far. We don't know, but I wouldn't be too worried about her. I like Sibilance for Rafe Beckett. I think she has a bit more to offer. She would just need to settle a bit better than she did at York last time. And also one that I suspect Tony might mention, and I will butcher the pronunciation now, of Bean Facer. Oh, I'm being nodded at, so I got it okay.
Halfway right.
Halfway right, well, 50%. For Jim Bolger, I mean, obviously she made a lot of headlines for Jim's reaction to how the guineas went down for her that day. The fact they tried her in that race suggests they think a bit of her. She's dropping into listed class this time. If she gets a chance to actually show her worth, I think she's all right at the prices.
Tony O'Hare, solve our pronunciation problem, please.
Van Facer.
I wouldn't have got that in a month of Sundays.
No, you didn't pass Irish in your leaving cert examination, obviously. I'd agree with what David said. I mean, she was badly hampered quite early on in the Irish Guineas. She'd won her previous start. I think she's a solid chance. And of the other three Irish ones, Rain Goddess of Aiden's was fifth in the French 1000, ran okay. She won her only start last year for David Watchman. I think she's sort of coming along, progressing. She's top weight, but I'd give her a shout too. They'd be the two, rather than Asking or Drumfad.
Okay, yeah, I like Rain Goddess as well. Group 1 form in a handicap there. Okay, I think it's time then we wrapped up day 2 with our best bets for the second day of Royal Ascot. Who wants to go first? David Baxter does.
Oh, no pressure. I will go back to what I should, in theory, know most about, and go back to Queen Mary, and I will just stick with Mrs. Gallagher each way. But I think, no disrespect to William Jarvis, as I mentioned earlier. I think if she was in some other yards, she might just be that bit shorter, and I think people have just maybe forgotten about the form, as it's about a month old now. But I would go back to her, and I think he's having a good season on big days as well, so little each way fancy.
Okay, Tony?
I'd like to see Highland Reel win, as I said earlier. Slight reservations. Maybe Rain Goddess in the last race. What price will she be?
Rain Goddess is 12-1, Tony.
And Mr. Binfield.
Going to go Usherette. Lee won the race last year, has a better Racing Post rating now, and won last year at 9-4 favourite. You can get 4-1 this year, which must be value.
Okay, so we're saying Usherette, Rain Goddess and Mrs. Gallagher. I like Fascinate Tempest. Also, I should have mentioned Winning Ways in the Jersey Stakes. That then is day 2 of the Royal Meeting sorted. Join us next for our day 3 preview, which will be looking ahead to the Gold Cup and all the other joys to come on the third day of Royal Ascot.
Check out Paddy Power's new and exclusive Cash Card Plus, available to use online, at ATMs or even down the local. Paddy Power, you beauty!